They said it didn't exist. Just whispers on Reddit and one blurry freeze frame on cable news. Yet on May 14, 2025, the Department of Justice dropped a crystal clear 15-minute hallway video that tore the lid off Sean Diddy Combs' carefully polished image. We watch him sprint down a carpeted corridor, drag Cassie Ventura like discarded luggage, then try to bribe a hotel guard on camera. Reporters gasped. #release the rest trended in 8 countries. And overnight, every official denial about missing evidence turned to dust. But here's the darker truth. If that clip was hidden for 9 long years, what else is still locked away? Keep that question in the front of your mind, because tonight, we're digging through sealed court files, hush money churches, and a $50 million paper trail that might just prove the American justice system is a pay-to-play carnival. But the hallway reel is only the first domino. Once you follow the money, the whole line topples. Federal prosecutors first claimed they possessed only a brief snippet of hotel surveillance. Emails released in discovery later showed technicians archived the entire tape back in 2018, 7 full years before it leaked. That maneuver mirrors the Epstein fiasco, where prison cameras malfunctioned until outside pressure forced footage into daylight. Same script, different billionaire. If officials insist nothing more exists, history says you're probably sitting on a gold mine. And every vein of that mine runs straight to the vault, because buried evidence cost real money to stay buried. 5 days ago, industry insider Ali Carter streamed a trembling 2-hour confession. Diddy, she alleged, wired roughly $50 million through 2 squeaky clean churches to love bomb the families of key jurors and witnesses. The gifts arrived as anonymous college scholarships, medical relief funds, even a down payment on one juror's mortgage, always routed through nonprofit ledgers so pristine they could pass any casual audit. The outcome? Jurors threw the book at Diddy for obstruction, yet somehow torched the single charge that carried a mandatory life term: RICO conspiracy. A verdict that looks tough on paper while quietly sparing him the death blow. Carter says she handed routing numbers to the FBI. The bureau went radio silent. So where does a superstar launder that much hush cash without tripping alarms? First stop, California Community Church, tucked beside a Calabasas strip mall, founded by Kris Jenner and financed by $1,000 a month membership tithes. IRS filings? None. Religious entities aren't required to disclose. Slide south to LA and you hit Church Home, the rebranded Hillsong affiliate where celebrity manager Lou Taylor sat on the board until last year. Taylor's resume already includes Britney Spears' conservatorship and TriStar Sports and Entertainment, the firm that handles both Kardashian and Combs' money. Former staff allege millions from Diddy funneled through these 2 sanctuaries flagged as charitable outreach, then dispersed to silent recipients whose only evidence was a non-disclosure agreement and sudden financial windfall. Think of it as a holy laundromat. Money in, sins out. Nobody sees the books, but God and a friendly CPA. But not everyone stayed quiet. Some witnesses refused the golden handshake and paid in blood instead. Ali Carter planned to testify in open court, until prosecutors discovered she intended to describe underage victims. They said there was no room left on the list, she sobbed during her stream. Over 100 similar witnesses, she claims, were edited out. Instead, the trial spotlight stayed fixed on adult freak-off tapes and airline manifests. Meanwhile, rappers Lil Boosie and Funk Flex unleashed social media barrages telling Cassie to quit tearing down a father. Carter's counterpunch hit hard. He was 40-something. She was 19. I was 15. Whose childhood matters? The gallery went silent, the live stream numbers spiked, and federal attorneys suddenly requested a recess. To grasp why prosecutors might dodge those topics, you need to see what really happened behind penthouse doors. Picture a hotel suite renamed Pig Night. Phones in a lockbox, designer pills and crystal bowls, a 4K camcorder on every tripod because blackmail is house currency. One leaked ledger shows guests bidding six-figure sums for raw footage. Jaguar Wright told Radar Online that a single freak-off compilation sold on the dark net for $500 million. In one clip, a teen boy suffers a humiliating medical situation while billionaires laugh. In another, hotel security drags out blood-soaked linens under NDAs. For staff, it was shut up or lose your pension. Some chose the money, some chose early retirement, but the cameras never stopped. And yet, when the verdict came, the heaviest count vanished. How? Look at the scoreboard that really matters. Power and profit equals immunity. Agents tailed Diddy for years. Carter insists the FBI had enough to indict in the early 2000s, but shelved the file for resource reasons. Translation: no prosecutor wanted to nuke a man who underwrites half the Grammy telecast. Fast forward to 2024. Cassie's civil suit blows up on TikTok. The DOJ storms 3 mansions, cameras rolling. Insiders later admit the spectacle was strategic. A public humiliation ritual to quiet critics, then a plea that leaves the big sentence on the floor. Diddy walked out a convicted offender. Yes, but not a crime boss felon. Everyone in power kept their hands clean, and Wall Street kept streaming his catalog. But there's still a cost, and whistleblowers pay it in full. Scroll Allie Carter's feed long enough, and you'll see the breakdown. Eyes red, voice cracking. One hand shaking as she clutches sealed court exhibits she swears may ruin her life. Trolls flood her DMs. Labels threaten billion-dollar lawsuits. And prosecutors hint at perjury charges if she leaks restricted evidence. Carter reloads anyway because, she says, some kids never got out alive. She once tried ending her own life. Now she streams nightly, daring Diddy's lawyers to silence her again. Trauma is expensive. Silence, even costlier. And every view, every retweet, pushes the truth 1 inch closer to sunlight. And that sunlight is blinding, because the aftershocks are only starting. X erupted. Hashtag subpoena the church. Hashtag justice for Cassie. Hashtag free the tapes. For the first time, donors demand California Community Church publish real books. A bipartisan House subcommittee now drafts legislation to force megachurch financial transparency. FOIA requests for sealed Epstein files tripled within a week of the Cassie tape drop. Yet statutes tick down, memories fade. Diddy's already teasing a redemption EP titled Phoenix. So here's the question no verdict answered. If one superstar can allegedly buy freedom for $50 million, how many others signed the same deal? Because the tape they said wasn't real finally surfaced. Somewhere, in some locked evidence room, the next bombshell waits for the one person bold or furious enough to pry the door open. Maybe that person is a hotel maid. Maybe it's you pressing play on this video instead of scrolling past. Either way, the clock just started. Stay curious, stay loud, don't ever accept it doesn't exist as the final answer. Smash subscribe if you want more unfiltered deep dives and drop a comment. Do you think Diddy's $50 million really vanished into the collection plate? Or is Allie Carter swinging at ghosts? Either way, the next chapter's already written. We're just waiting for someone brave enough to read it out loud.